She's dead. Wrapped in plastic.
Welcome to the Twin Peaks Podcast.
Damn good coffee. And hot. Would everyone please take a seat?
Welcome everyone to episode 7 of the Twin Peaks Podcast. I'm Matt.
I'm Melanie.
I'm Brad.
I'm Caitlin.
And I'm Angie.
Hello, Angie.
Hello.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Angie's our guest this week. It's kind of a coincidence because you submitted that you wanted to guest host quite a while ago. You were just you were the most recent guest on the most recent episode of Potential Cast, so that's a little bit of...
That's right. Yeah, I just guest hosted on Potential Cast, and I'm sure there's a lot of crossover listeners between those two podcasts, between your podcast and Potential Cast. And I'm also going to be co-hosting the Hellmouth podcast pretty soon. If any of you listen to that with Brian Curry, I think I'll be on soon again, and I was on recently too. So I'm mainly a Buffy fan, but I loved Twin Peaks when it first came out, and I used to watch it with my best friend Stacy, and we had a great time watching it and started watching it again with you all.
Nice. So you haven't seen it since it originally aired in the 90s then?
That's right. And so I only, back then we didn't have DVDs and everything, so I just watched it once when it was broadcast, and I'm watching it now and I'm realizing how much I've forgotten, how much weirdness.
Do you remember if you were able to catch like every episode every week, or did you miss some?
I missed some, and that's really, I think especially in season 2, when you miss episodes, you're really lost. So so now I'm looking now this time. Also, I used to get James and Bobby confused a lot. So James and Bobby and Donna and Audrey, I get all of those confused, and so I would just be like, who is this? What is she doing here? Yeah.
All right, this is season 1, episode 7, Realization Time. Cooper and the Bookhouse Boys pay a special visit to One-Eyed Jack's, while Audrey goes undercover as a hostess there. Hijinks ensue.
Is that what it says?
I wish. I wish it said hijinks ensue.
Oh.
So let's get into it. Who wants to start off?
Last time at the beginning of the episode, we saw a full moon, and this time it's a waning gibbous, or a half moon. I thought that was interesting.
It was red last time too, wasn't it? It was just a regular moon this time.
Yeah. So maybe that's to indicate how much time has passed, maybe? Actually, no. Because last time Shelly shot Leo, and now it's happened.
And not to be cheesy, you guys, but there's also a full moon in Cooper's bed.
Let's talk about that.
Yes,
I think Cooper should have left his room immediately. I don't think he should try to be friends with Audrey. I don't think he should have sat down on the edge of the bed. I think that was really sending a mixed message, and I love Agent Cooper, and I had a big crush on him in high school, but I just felt like, oh my gosh, you're putting your FBI career in grave jeopardy by being in that room any second longer than you have to. Just get out, man, get out. Plus, she's crazy.
But
what did you all think of that?
He's such a gentle...
I feel the exact opposite. Stay in that room.
You think he should have went to a special kind of hell, a la Firefly? Have you all watched Firefly?
I've seen it.
Yeah. I think.
So you think he should have went for it with Audrey?
Well, probably not. But still.
That would have made for compelling television.
I I don't necessarily know that he didn't.
Oh, really?
He went for malts and fries, he said the night is young, and we didn't see anything else.
He also said what he wants and what he needs are two different things.
Yes,
He also said you
mixed
should give yourself a
message.
special treat.
That was his treat for the day.
Maybe his treat was her secrets.
Oh, no.
My.
What do you think, Caitlin?
I think he was taking control of the situation like he always does when he sat down and talked to her. He knew that Audrey could be reasoned with, and what she actually needed was a friend, and I think he handled it quite well.
So do you guys really think that they will stay as just friends, as Cooper put it? Or Audrey put it, I guess?
In the future.
Well, maybe if Cooper does get some property there and eventually Audrey graduates from high school, who knows?
Also, how experienced do you think Audrey is?
Oh, I never thought.
She knows what she's up to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that feeling too. And have you noticed how much Audrey's character has changed since the pilot? Because in the pilot, she seems almost mentally challenged or something, or backward or something, and definitely problems. And she still has problems, but she seems more lucid and smart now.
Yeah, I thought she was like the same as her brother in the pilot at first.
Yeah, without the big headdress.
Yeah. She just needed a case to work on, and now she's totally focused.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, I think that's probably it. She was just bored before, and now she's got something. Like her life.
She's like turned into a sexy Velma. You know, she's even got the whole outfit down. Like she's got that sweater and the plaid skirt and the knee socks.
She was like that in the pilot too, though. She would remember, didn't she change her shoes or something?
Yeah.
Like once she got out of her parents' house, she changed into her sexy shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But a lot of things have changed since the pilot.
Yeah, that's true.
Like Donna's sister.
Yeah.
She ate too much diet lasagna. Now she's bedridden.
Oh, I just want to know what she's up to. What's she doing?
Oh, also, Cooper has no secrets.
Yeah.
Just wanted to throw that out there.
Can I just say, now, for the fun of this podcast, I'm loving it. But if I hear the word secrets one more time, this episode, everything, constantly talking about secrets. She had secrets. Laura had secrets. You don't understand Laura's secrets. Stop saying that word.
You're tired of hearing it in the show.
Is there a synonym for secrets?
Oh. I'm sure there is.
It might be worth checking into.
It's just such an impenetrable word that I feel like whenever we find out what Laura Palmer's secrets are, they better be damn good.
Yeah.
They're overhyped is what you're saying.
Brad wants to poop his pants when he finds out. What's her face?
Andy and Lucy?
Yeah, Lucy gets a call from the doctor. What do you think that's about?
I don't know,
think
but
she's
Lucy really reminds me of Victoria Jackson from Saturday Night Live.
I say that exact same thing, yeah.
I think that she's pregnant.
Oh, so she figured out how to do it.
Oh, don't be so mean to her.
She already gave an invitation to love.
Oh.
She could be pregnant.
But that's hard for me to believe because who said a couple of podcasts ago that you thought they were too dumb to procreate?
That was my brother.
I think not so much that I think they're too dumb to procreate, but they just seem sexless to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't see them in that way, so it's hard to get my head around that.
Yeah.
Can I throw out another possibility?
Okay.
Maybe she's not pregnant. Maybe Andy gave her an STD, and that's why she doesn't want to talk to him.
And how many doctors call you anymore on the phone to give results? I mean, that doesn't happen. Or maybe it happens. I mean, does it happen to you all in Canada? I heard great things about your health care.
I've never had anyone call me. But...
No, it's
I think if there's an urgent issue, you might get a call from your doctor.
See, here you're gonna have to go and pay for it again to get an answer.
Or maybe it's one of those 900 calls, if you'd like to hear your answer, insert $2.
Oh, that's terrible.
If you'd like to know if you're going to die, insert $2. Anyone else on Andy and Lucy?
Oh, she's still mad at him, that's for sure.
Yeah.
That hasn't changed.
I don't think she seems mad at him, or like just reluctant to talk to him for some reason. It doesn't seem like
I think she seems
anger
mad.
to
I
me.
think she seems really angry. And she wants everybody to know it, too. She's so cold.
That's what it seemed to me like last episode, but it seems a bit different this episode. She seems a bit more subdued.
She's still a little huffy, though. She's kind of just like, don't talk to me.
Oh, about your Victoria Jackson comments, I agreed with you. And then when the show was at its peak popularity, they did a Saturday Night Live skit of Twin Peaks, and Victoria Jackson played Audrey.
Yeah, I had that in my notes, too. And when it came on, I remember I couldn't believe that they made Victoria Jackson into Audrey instead of Lucy. And, and didn't they do a funny bit about the cherry stem?
Yeah.
And she tied it into some sort of weird shape.
I'm gonna get Caitlin and Brad to watch that after the finale episode next week, because that's when that show aired. It was between season 1 and 2. So.
Oh, okay. They it was very, very funny at the time, and that cherry thing really isn't that hard to do. I mean, I can't imagine it would, just doing that would gain you employment in a brothel. You know what I mean?
Have you all tried it before?
I have not.
At a job interview? You've never tried it?
Nope.
Yeah, when I got my
playwright.
5th grade teacher position, that's how I got it.
I did try it one time. It took me 45 minutes, and I did get it. And after 45 minutes.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Not
The thing
to
that-
stereotype, but I knew a lot of sorority girls who could do that pretty quickly, so I don't think it's that hard.
All
The
right.
thing that kids do around here is they put Starbursts in their mouth and they have to unwrap them with their tongue.
Wow.
Has anyone ever accidentally swallowed the wrapper?
Not that I know of.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Means you're a good kisser if you do it quite successfully.
Yeah.
That'd be a good commercial for Starburst.
Yeah. So Coop doesn't like birds.
Neither do I. I am so afraid of birds, so I'm right on with that.
Birds are a little bit scary because I find they're kind of lizard-like.
Yeah.
If you're not,
I totally...
and they are, they're kind of reptilian, yeah.
Right.
But
They can be quite scary. I've had to work with birds before, and yeah.
oh really? How so?
Yeah.
Are you a magician?
No. Yeah, I was just working sort of an animal farm type thing with guinea fowl.
Oh,
They're extremely aggressive.
really?
Ever been attacked by a goose?
Oh, yeah, I have. I really have, yeah.
Yeah, they'll
A Canada goose.
they'll hiss and spit at you.
And chase you. But that little mynah bird in this episode was very frightening to me, the way it kept saying, Laura?
You sound just like it.
Thank you. I get that a lot.
That was like the exact same voice. Say Leo, no.
That way. Leo, no. So when it would say Laura, who was it impersonating then? Who was saying that?
I don't know. Could have been anybody.
Well, it was obviously a female, and it wouldn't be Laura because why would she be saying her name?
Could it have been Ronette?
Maybe it was Ronette.
Yeah.
I assume it was Ronette. Either that or it was Laura battling with her secret evil side. Trying to stop her from delving darker into the darkness where her secrets are.
I thought that word was forbidden, Brad. Secrets.
It's allowed in mockery.
Okay.
I was surprised the police had fruit to feed the bird instead of just donuts.
Well, the grapes were right on the edge.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What's that
And you
mean?
know, if grapes are right on the edge in Twin Peaks terms, that means they're completely rotten mush.
And I'm pretty sure that you're not supposed to feed grapes to birds.
No.
I read that somewhere, but I don't know.
To animals.
But what do they do in the wild?
I don't know. But I've heard that they're poisonous, like you're not supposed to feed grapes to a dog. That's what I've heard. Or onions, for that matter. But
Yeah, I've heard that too.
yeah.
And it's funny because I was just about to feed my dog a grape and onion pie when I read that, and I thought, oh, good thing.
Oh,
That's a really good thing.
that sounds disgusting.
Yeah. It's a delicacy here.
Oh,
can't think of two things that don't go together like more than those two things.
Yeah.
But that scene with the donuts and the blood, oh, that was so nasty.
Extra jelly.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
There.
We'll get to that one.
I was surprised that Cooper left Diane behind for Waldo.
Yes! Or was that an extra tape recorder?
I think he left her behind.
Yeah, I've only ever seen him with one. Maybe it was an extra. I didn't take notice if he recorded anything between...
No, he didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't notice that he did.
Why does Cooper see Laura Palmer in every photo?
You can't even see her face.
I don't know.
It's anytime, oh, there's a blonde girl, oh, it's Laura Palmer. You don't know that.
It's just
You're the
confirmation by
worst.
accident.
It's such a small town that there's only one blonde girl. Maybe
Except the other two.
Maybe her shoulder is very particular.
So do you not think it's Laura, Brad? You think it's somebody else?
Well, I assume it is, but it's the jumping to the conclusions that I don't like. It's shoddy detective work.
Yeah. I don't know. Is illegal recon over the border also shoddy detective work, or is it fine as it works?
And taking $10,000 of the Bureau's money over, I can't imagine that would be okay.
Yeah. He likes to bring back a return like it's guaranteed. Like I never lose.
I guess if you're a card counter.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, he only played the blackjack, didn't he?
Yeah. Hey, One-Eyed Jacks is in Canada. So when I was in high school, the only exposure I got to Canada was this show and Doug and Bob McKenzie movies. So it was a very strange view I had of Canada for quite a while. So is prostitution and gambling legal in Canada everywhere, or is it just in the back rooms of...
Prostitution definitely isn't. I don't know.
Although some parts, I don't know. What about down where you are, Caitlin?
Down where I am.
Yeah, or
No,
up where you are.
No, it's not.
Yeah, that's what I figured. There's gambling in some parts.
But yeah, we have casinos.
Yeah, we have casinos.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah, casinos, definitely.
although
Are they just run by American Indians, or...
no. Probably
Because that's how it is in a lot of places here. It's just American Indian reservations are allowed to do it. And
We have Canadian Indian reservation casinos.
Or
There's a couple near Calgary.
our casinos are run by fur trappers.
And no, that's not true.
Alright, so Bobby is found out by Leo. Leo didn't die.
Why didn't he die? What's wrong with him?
I just wanted his jaw broken. That's all I wanted.
Why didn't Shelly not go to a safer place? I think that she had no protection there, and I can't imagine that. I mean, was she really counting on Bobby to protect her?
Yeah, and you can't count on those plastic sheet walls to keep Leo out.
Yeah. Man, what a sad little hovel she lives in. It's just horrible.
Seriously. My question is, why isn't Leo in jail yet?
Okay, why?
Because there's the bloody shirt.
Yeah.
So that's enough. They had no trouble locking up Bobby and Mike and James right after they found Laura dead, just for suspicion. There's plenty of reasons to lock up Leo right now.
They have no idea where he is. They haven't been able to find him.
Yeah, they did.
Have you been looking?
Andy came by the hex once. Andy tried once, yeah.
I guess they had found the shirt by then. Never mind.
Yeah, they pretty much sent like their well, I don't want to call them their worst detective, but their worst detective. You know.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Andy's on the case. He'll find Leo.
Yeah.
So Bobby goes on about how he's going to deal with everything. Everything's going to be okay.
He's right intense too.
He's right intense, and if he had walked out that door, he would have got immediately blown away. If not for Lucy over the police radio.
Yeah, Lucy and her big mouth.
Saved Bobby's life.
Yeah, but this causes Leo to immediately... apparently he drives off to plot his murder of the bird, which takes him an entire day to pull off.
Well, he's got to wait till the cover of the night.
Then why did he leave immediately? He knows where the sheriff's office station is.
That's true.
I don't know. Maybe he had to tell people.
And it's ironic that he didn't have to wait for a cover of night to off James, but he had to wait until the coast was clear to get the bird.
You mean Bobby?
Yeah, sorry. See, I'm still doing it. Just like old times. Yeah, Bobby.
Shelly got her when she was all hysterical, and she said, he screamed and screamed. He sounded like an animal.
Oh, yeah.
She said the exact same thing we said last episode. He sounded like a cat.
I wonder where he went.
He went to lick his wounds.
Just ran a little truck like into the woods and bandaged himself up, and
Yeah, I guess so.
He probably went to one of those, pay and wait clinics. Maybe you don't have those in Canada, but, where you sit around and wait and wait and wait, and,
Nope.
they don't ask questions. So,
Those must be very dangerous.
yeah. Yes. They seem very unsanitary, but...
Yeah.
And the magazines are horrible.
Is it like Guns and Ammo magazine and stuff?
Yeah.
Flesh World.
Flesh World.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
which
But not on-
we have to take a detour for Flesh World. Hold on, I'm trying to pull this up.
Okay.
The actual Leo's actual ad,
Oh yeah, somebody posted on Facebook, right?
because this is the greatest thing ever,
Oh,
and
seriously?
it makes me so happy.
Yeah, somebody
Oh,
posted.
man.
Somebody has a screenshot of the Flesh World and Leo's ad that he posted, and they put it on our Facebook group page. So stuff like that
Okay,
gets
here we go.
posted all the time. You guys should join up if you haven't already. Go ahead, Brad.
Single white male, 25, 6'2", 175 pounds, young and virile, seeks older females and couples as well. As well as some select bi males. Have 4 years of swinging experience and a lot to offer sex-citing playmates. Prefer couples where he half is bi. Photo and phone necessary for reply. I want good time, so serious inquiries only, please. What?
He half?
The he half of the couple has to have certain
that's
attributes.
so-
Better be bi.
Yeah.
That's such a funny way of
There'll be no sex-citing times.
Leo likes.
So this was Leo's ad?
Yes.
Wow, Leo.
I think the title to this episode should be Sexcitement.
Do you think Leo lets his hair down? I mean, literally.
He must.
Leo has secrets.
Call me a pretty lady.
Didn't one of you say he looked like the Cowardly Lion?
Yeah, that was me.
With his hair down?
He does. If you look at that,
Now every time I see him, I think, put him up, put him up.
put him up. Yeah, you're gonna. After we review the next episode, I'm gonna post a bunch of things on the Facebook group. Like I'm gonna post that Donahue interview that also aired right after the pilot, or right after the season 1 finale originally. So I'm gonna post a bunch
Are
of
we at
stuff.
the
No, the next one.
finale?
The next one is the finale
Wow, I didn't realize that.
of season 1. Yeah, but I'm
That
gonna.
went quick.
There's only 8 episodes. But yeah, I'm gonna post like a bunch of stuff that was shown on TV between the 2 seasons, just to, I don't know, kind of a time capsule of what the public was thinking, and all, the Twin Peaks craze that was going on and stuff. You'll get to see Leo with his hair down in that Donahue video. And I'll post the Saturday Night Live skit and stuff. What's next? The Scoby Gang gets to listen to the creepy tape.
The secret coconut tape. Sorry, Brad. I had to say it.
This is the scene where they kept saying secrets over and over again.
Yeah.
But at least
James is a
Also-
pretty good detective for someone who is really dumb. I mean, you know what I mean? Nothing against James, but, he does pretty well.
What did he do that was so good?
Well, I mean, he's really dumb. So, I mean, just the whole idea of him hatching this plot. He's the one who said, hey, maybe he can get a call from Laura, or maybe he gets a call. So wasn't it his idea to have her dress up as Laura?
Yeah, I guess it's true.
I think this is a terrible plan.
I knew
And not only is it
I knew
terrible-
you would for some reason.
it's disturbing. It's exceptionally disturbing. All they need to do is get into Kobe's office and get a tape. That's not that hard.
They don't need to manipulate his poor broken heart.
Yeah. You're gonna dress
Hey,
up like a dead person.
when Maddie walked out and she had on the blonde wig and James saw her, he had this, I thought he was going to go and kiss her for a minute. And then Donna walked over and she saw her and James, and they were looking at each other. I just thought that was going to go down really bad. And I was really glad that James didn't get all hot and heavy, because that would have been so disturbing.
Yeah, that is true.
I really like her glasses, by the way. Those big glasses. I think I had some big glasses like that in high school, so
Matt's brother loves.
a little sentimental.
And Coop gets some nice big glasses in this episode too.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
the '90s ones.
I was gonna say I had that exact same cassette player.
You had the exact same cassette player?
Yeah, the one they play the Loris tape on, and it kind of freaked me out. I'm like, oh my god, that's my grandmother's cassette player, but I haven't seen it in years.
Oh, weird.
That's weird.
Memory lane.
When James and Donna go over to Dr. Jacoby's house or apartment or whatever, and then isn't that when Bobby dunks that thing in the gas tank?
Yeah.
So what is that?
Well, we'll get to that. We're not there yet.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
Okay.
We kind of do things in a linear order.
Sorry.
That's okay. I know the potential cast, they just throw out ideas, but...
The only way we'll stay on track. The only way.
That's right.
It's a little more confusing. Audrey.
Yeah.
She is making no attempt to sell perfume.
No.
And I love it. I love it.
Telling off customers left and right.
I love how awful and uncaring she is about this job.
She seems to be very good at her other job, the one she's actually there for, the investigation she's doing.
It's scary how naturally this comes to her.
Yeah. She's a good detective.
Although I don't think you should actually smoke in a closet with those louvered doors, because couldn't the smoke waft out and get discovered?
That's what I was thinking.
That was the one thing I was going to mention. I'm like, she's doing so well, except for that smoking thing in the closet.
Right.
Forget about that. Before that, when she goes up to the guy and she's like, hey, there was some big bus accident outside, and he just runs off. No question.
I would have.
Why would... Hey, there's a big bus accident outside. Oh man, I'm gonna go. What? That's not the right response to that.
You mean you wouldn't?
But you're talking about Twin Peaks here, which is like, the town is incredibly boring, so they're like, any like little bit of excitement, they're like, ooh, I gotta go there.
And especially how Audrey said it. She's like, oh, say, did you hear about it? Instead of like, oh my goodness, there's a bus accident. So, yeah.
And I love how everybody becomes a petty thief in this episode as well. Audrey taking the cigarette, the unicorn, and then in the next scene, I'm getting ahead, I know, but Hank steals that lighter.
Yeah.
It's kind of like everybody's just stealing stuff all over the place.
Emery, that's his name, right?
Emery Battis.
Yeah, Emery mentioned the unicorn as an ancient symbol of purity. I didn't know that.
Oh, I did.
Really?
The lore goes that they used to throw like virgin maidens at the unicorns to tame them so they could catch them. That's how they lured the unicorns, by like getting like a maiden.
They threw women at them?
Yeah, pretty much. They would like put.
You mean with a catapult?
Yeah.
Like Monty Python.
But no, they would put a woman like in a grove, a forest grove, and she would wait there for the unicorn, and she would tame it. And then somebody would come in and chain it, and then they would take it away and slice off its horn.
But why would these
That's
for medicinal properties?
Why would these unicorns be attracted to these pure young?
Yeah. What's up with that?
I'm
the
suspicious.
pure is attracted to the pure.
I'm suspicious of these unicorns' motives.
They don't. Unicorns have they're not very trusting unless you have pure motives. So
No, don't worry. I'm a very pure creature. Don't worry. I'm very innocent.
Yes, if unicorns could talk.
Yeah, so moving on to Hank. Why did he steal that lighter? They're not very expensive to buy if you want to buy one. Did I miss the importance of that specific lighter?
I wondered that too. Maybe he's gonna stick it in his mouth.
What? Why?
Oh,
the dominoes, yeah.
Domino. He lost his domino.
He lost his domino.
That is one of the creepiest things about this show. Like, there's so many little things that just really give me chills, and that's one of them.
Everybody likes to put weird things in their mouth, like dominoes and feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mean toes?
Yeah, toes. Yeah, same thing.
Piper Laurie toe.
It's not so much that it's Piper Laurie's toes, just as much as it's like anybody's toes. You don't want to put toes in your mouth. No offense to anybody that likes to do that, but I don't know. It's just
I'm wondering if that was the first time that had been on network TV. I mean, back in the 90s, that was some toe action on prime time. That's
Rescape.
David Lynch is really pushing the envelope. The toe envelope. Yeah, I'm wondering if Hank, why he took the lighter and whose lighter was it?
I assume that that it's there because you don't get to see him do anything especially evil in this episode. So it's a good shortcut if you for people that are just tuning in or have missed an episode. Oh, this guy steals and he's on parole. Shifty.
And he's always got the evil theme playing whenever we see him.
Yeah.
It's just to show his personality. Just that, nothing about him is good, and that if he sees something he wants, he'll take it. And
also,
that's a really good point, Caleb.
It seemed like Shelly overheard when Hank is threatening him. Like if he misses his parole one time, he's back in prison. And I'm kind of hoping she's going to set up some sort of scheme
to get rid of Hank.
Yeah.
What would she have against Hank?
Well, she's in this crappy situation with Leo. So if she could help Norma out, I don't know, maybe slash his tire and then he misses a parole meeting. And he's out.
I think you're giving Shelly way too much credit. I think Shelly is just in it for Shelly. I can't imagine she's smart enough to think that way, or that she really cares enough to help out Norma.
Yeah, I don't know that she would, but there was this weird moment when when Hank was talking to Harry, and there was that she was definitely paying attention to what he was saying. So
he was like schmoozing Shelly really bad at the first of that scene too. He's just like going on and on, like trying to impress her and trying to be like, yeah, I'm so awesome.
That's because he's planning to kill her.
Yeah. Look at my awesomeness before I kill you.
So now we get Cooper's little, I'm gonna say it,
piece of advice.
His little secret advice for how to live your life. Give yourself a present every day. I think it's
like I did earlier this morning.
What was your present?
No, I was seeing Cooper earlier this morning with Audrey.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Audrey.
Get a level with you, Harry. I already had my present today, but I'm going to have the second one.
It was actually last night, though, so technically it is.
That's a good motto, though, I think.
And I think it's one that the Twin Peaks citizens really follow with all the pie and donuts they are eating.
Yeah, really.
I think they're fine about that.
Do you think he may have an addiction, though, to coffee?
Yes.
There's no such thing.
Hands down.
No.
But if he did, it wouldn't be a secret. It would be all out in the open.
I heard that.
Can you go to rehab for coffee?
Coffee rehab?
Coffee rehab?
Why would you want to? There's no reason for that.
Any other things in the double R before we go to Ed and Nadine?
Yes, oh, wait, never mind. Scratch that.
Was your point about Ed and Nadine?
It was about invitation to love.
Oh, well, let's talk about that.
Chet, what are you doing, buddy? Montana?
Again, Montana's pretty much, the same. He stands in for the villains of this show. He's like, sometimes he parallels Hank, sometimes he parallels Leo. This time he parallels Leo by getting shot.
So is Chet Shelly?
Maybe in this instance. So rejected drape runners equals chocolate and invitation to love.
No, bonbons.
Bonbons.
And she does have ceramics on the table, I'll point out.
With the money that she was going to get, she wanted to get a TV and a motorboat. She's got high expectations.
What is an enabler?
That's true.
He really is. Their relationship is so messed up. I mean, I guess that's obvious, but boy, Nadine, I really want to know the backstory on how they got together. Does she realize? It seems like it's all out of pity, or how did she lose that eye? There's so much to know there, and she's just so very creepy looking.
But all will be revealed.
Well, not all, but most.
About them?
About them, yeah.
Pretty much all will be revealed,
yeah.
I think.
Really? I don't remember any of that, man. Maybe I missed it, but whoa.
Well, they have their little scene where they talk to each other and he consoles her while all the soap opera background music is still going. I don't know, what would you call that? When they're having a soap opera scene and there's actual soap opera music going in the background.
Is appropriate.
Life imitates art?
Yeah, all those things are good.
Harry is the worst cop ever.
Why?
Hands down. Okay, so Josie goes to him with all of this information. He is in no rush whatsoever to do anything.
You think that should take precedent over the Laura Palmer case?
I think they should be able to handle 2 things at a time.
Well, yeah. There's only like 3 cops in the town.
He doesn't.
Yeah, but there's a plot to burn down the mill, which is, it seems to be the town's lifeblood. It's one of the major businesses in the town. They're gonna burn it down. It's his girlfriend. There's sketchy things going on.
That's right.
Yeah, but she's also lying.
And she's afraid for her life.
She's also lying to him. Although he's not questioning her very much. But I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. They should just drop Laura Palmer.
She's already dead. Who cares?
Yeah. Damage done.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's true. She's not going to get any deader, so...
I mean, the killer
that
has
too.
killed once before. It's a serial killer that acts once a year versus an immediate plot to burn down a mill and possibly kill Josie.
But when a cop says you can tell him anything, do you? I don't know.
Depends.
I think there's some things she could have told him that he wouldn't have been. Oh, I'm sorry. I know I said you could tell me anything, but I got to take you in, Josie.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, I don't think so though, because he's already part of a secret society that's like breaking laws all over the place.
That's true. What's next?
Audrey was looking for Cooper rather frantically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just missed him too.
That's because Cooper's not taking her messages. Cooper's already had. He's had his present for the day.
Stood up.
Try again tomorrow, Audrey. Yeah, this is like we mentioned before, the 10 grand in FBI or government money. Yeah, he played.
And what do you think his message? I mean, what do you think that she was so desperate to tell him? What do you think that she would have told him?
I just assumed she was going to tell him, oh yeah, by the way, I'm going to pretend to be a prostitute at One-Eyed Jack's. Feel free to jump in if it goes terribly wrong.
FYI.
Maybe next episode they'll even run into each other at One-Eyed Jack's.
You never know.
Oh yeah, one thing here. As she's slipping the note under his door, we have that scene where she sees that Asian guy. Mm-hmm. And they exchange a look, and again, it's falling right at the end of the act, like at the time when you want to introduce a character. So I don't know who this guy is, but I got a feeling he's going to be coming up in the mix.
I won't say anything.
Yeah.
So who do you like better? Do you like Cooper in the tux or Ed in the bolo tie and western shirt?
Both.
And that crazy Eddie Murphy wig.
Jerry curls?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
The bolo tie and the Jerry curl was quite the combination.
I didn't think he looked that much more ridiculous than he usually does, though.
Yeah.
Exactly. Neither of these disguises were very disguisey. I think they were just playing dress up for fun.
You don't want a really obvious disguise.
But I think you should want to look different in some way.
Yeah.
You need like a nose or something. Fake eyelashes, I don't know. But they must have had that in their suitcase of disguise goodies, which, by the way, I found that extremely delightful.
What?
Me too.
Suitcase of disguise. You only see that in like old like spy movies or whatever.
Or The Simpsons, I think.
Yeah.
Bart Simpson has a little bastard disguise kit or something that he got from the magic shop.
Yeah.
Or Mr. Dress Up.
Well, that's a Canadian
It's a Canadian show.
Yeah.
With his tickle trunk.
Yes.
I will say directly in my line of vision, I can see my makeup box with an equal amount of ridiculous disguises.
Jeez.
What do you use them for?
Well, in the past, for stage shows, but...
Oh, that's cool.
Presently for your own investigations?
Yes.
Private.
Mostly for collecting dust. Mostly for collecting dust right now, but occasionally I go off on, investigations.
Hey, we skipped the life insurance, by the way.
Yeah. I'm still, like I say, I'm still fuzzy about that whole plot line. I got a little bit more this time. From what I can tell, life insurance policy, all the money goes to Josie if something happens.
Right.
Ben Horn, for some reason, was supposed to get the signatures for it, and he didn't get Catherine's, so he didn't let her know about this policy.
Because he didn't want her to know.
But why the heck was Ben Horn?
Well, no, it's it's they had to have 5 pages of signatures.
Yeah.
And she signed it 4 times, but the insurance agent, being a crafty fellow, thought it was a little suspicious, so he didn't. He left one of the signatures out, so that you have to make sure that Catherine was definitely on board with this.
Oh, okay. But she wasn't.
Right, because it's a plot.
Can you do that with anybody? I mean, like, let's say I wanted to take out a life insurance policy on any of you. Could I just go to my life insurance dealer and say, yes, I want to take out this $1 million life insurance policy on Caitlin? And you don't need to call Caitlin about this at all.
I think if you can somehow get Caitlin's signature on it, I think you can feasibly do it, but it does make you super suspicious if anything happens to her immediately. Which is why I think Josie's name is on it and not Horn's.
Yeah.
Because I think Horn was planning to double-cross both of them, kill off Catherine, and then frame Josie for everything.
Okay, so Angie, wait a few years before you kill Caitlin.
Okay.
What were you gonna say, Caitlin, about you felt bad for her?
Yeah, I do. I think she's getting the worst end of the deal. Except, yeah, she was plotting against Josie, which is bad. But I don't know. I just feel worse for her than I've kind of felt for Josie when I thought that she was gonna get killed.
So,
but I think maybe they're gonna kill them both.
Yeah.
So Catherine.
So you think she's a sympathetic character, Catherine?
I feel sympathetic towards her right now. Yes.
More so than Josie and Ben, at least.
I do. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because, she's like really bristly on the outside, but, maybe that's just her character type and she's had a hard time dealing with it all. Who knows? Or maybe because she has red hair like me, which is why I feel sympathetic towards her.
You feel her pain.
Yes.
All right. So the creepy bird gets assassinated.
Yes, and like we said before, when I saw the donuts, I was like, "Aw, the donuts are ruined."
It looks like jelly. Yum.
For what reason were the donuts that close to the bird cage to begin with?
Yes.
He could have pooped on it.
Doesn't.
Yeah, that's so gross.
That's where they always keep the donuts. They're not going to move them for some bird.
Then move the bird.
Yeah.
But Andy was even crying over the bird's death.
Yeah, Lucy was too.
Oh, was she?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think he was crying because of the donuts.
That'd be funny if Coop just came in. Oh, extra jelly. So what'd the bird say? It said, hurting me. Don't go there. Stop it. Leo, no. Any theories on what it's talking about?
It talked a hell of a lot for a bird.
Yeah.
And why was it just apparently from that last night, or, you didn't hear it say, give me a cracker, or whatever birds are supposed to say? I wanted to hear some swears in French. I would assume Jack would let some fly.
Yeah, I feel like the whole bird thing was a little too convenient. The idea of a bird witness, just no.
By the way, swears in French are really lame, so... No offense to French people. I'm French, so...
Well, maybe it's because you're French. Maybe it would sound more exotic to me since...
The swears all have to do with the Catholic religion, mostly. Which is kind of a lame swear.
Tabernacle.
Yeah. Call it. Oh, it's just very lame.
Alright, so move on. Or anything else with the bird and the death and the... So you guys don't have any specific theories on what it's talking about?
I feel like, and now that I realize we're at the season finale, I feel like we've set Leo up too much to be the villain. So I think calling Leo out, I think that's just a red herring, but
yeah,
I don't know.
So we move back to One-Eyed Jack's, and then they meet Blackie.
Oh wait, I wanted to say something about Leo.
What?
Don't mess with him, he's a good shot.
I like that duster he was wearing. Looked like a cowboy.
Or a professional wrestler.
Both.
Maybe a professional wrestler called the Cowboy.
Yes, there you go. Alright, back to the One-Eyed Jacks.
Back to Blackie. I found this funny. She's checking out their backstories or whatever. She thinks Ed's a cop. She asks him what he does. He's like, own a gas station. Oral surgeon. And then and then after she leaves, Coop's like, not bad, Ed, not bad at all.
I also like their fake names, Barney and Fred. It's like, how?
Well,
I don't know.
they knew and she knew that they were using fake names.
Oh,
but...
yeah, but how silly can you get, though?
I love it. Yeah, that whole scene, that whole thing where she's like, "You're all right." No, he's not all right.
His detective skills are not sufficient.
They are very slick, though. I've got Maddie sneaking out and Leland looking all creepy on the couch.
Yeah, I wrote Leland sitting alone in the dark with a grumpy face.
I don't think it was grumpy. It was more like, yeah. I don't know. It's just like, just kind of gives you the creeps.
What does it mean? What do you guys think it means?
I would think it would be hard for Leland and Mrs. Palmer there to have Maddie in the house when she looks so much like Laura.
Yeah. You think she's not helping?
No, it's so weird. Like, who sends, like, hey, you know what? Your cousin was murdered and you look a lot like her. Let's send you, halfway across the country to go live with your aunt and uncle now. It's just such a weird premise. And just, I
got this room to fill. Someone needs to stay in that room.
Yeah.
Right, yes.
Could you just try to replace your cousin for a little while?
just to fill that void.
Maybe
they'll forget anything ever happened.
Listen, your aunt and uncle have gone insane. Could you just go and pretend to be their daughter so maybe they'll be not crazy for a while?
Probably doesn't help anything that she's repeating Laura's behaviors by sneaking out in the middle of the night.
Oh, yeah.
Also, can I just say that her outfit when she's going downstairs, she looks like a crazy cat lady.
Hey, I had that same jacket in high school. I was like, oh, it's my jacket. I really felt I was hot stuff then with my big glasses and my jacket.
And how many cats do you own currently?
0.
Okay.
There you go.
All right, you turned out okay.
Yeah, for now.
But now it's probably the type of jacket you would get at a thrift store, which probably I can understand why Brad would think that it's a crazy cat lady jacket.
Well, my next note is about the Norwegians. So Jerry actually does know how to speak their language, because in the last few episodes I didn't think he did.
Yeah, he learned to say goodbye at least.
Yeah, he said a few things, yeah.
Did you guys notice what was in that scene?
I saw Ben eating a tub of ice cream and the rest of them holding beers.
And a giant pine cone.
Yeah.
Pine cone as big as their friggin' head.
Which they kept moving.
Like a hot potato.
So they're getting frustrated that the Icelanders won't sign.
Or Ben is. Jerry seems to be like the life party. He keeps things moving, though. He's a little more relaxed about it.
I noticed that they had the cardboard around the ice cream tub or, thing. And I was wondering if it was because it was supposed to be institutional ice cream, like, sold to hotels or whatever, or if it was because I remember in one of the first podcasts somebody said that David Lynch didn't like product placement.
No, he doesn't.
Maybe they covered it because of that.
I would imagine so. He doesn't like product placement, but he's not averse to doing commercials.
Huh, weird.
He just says
maybe,
he says that you got to get paid somehow, but he'd rather not like ruin his movies with product placement. But if it's commercials, it's a separate thing.
Yeah, it's separate.
Maybe it's one of those like I don't like to poop where I eat type of thing.
Exactly. There you go. That's a good metaphor.
But it could work either way. That could be because of product placement, or it's probably true that they're a hotel. They probably have big tubs of no-name ice cream, like just sitting around.
That's how I like to think hotels do. I mean, because I love ice cream. But hey, back to the product placement. Also, you all mentioned, I think, that there was Captain Crunch or something on the counter in the pilot, and if you look closely, what's weird is it wasn't Captain Crunch. It was the Captain Crunch logo, but it was like they changed the name, so it was like something like Uncle Crunchies or something.
That's awesome.
It was, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, you all should go back. Yeah, because I looked at it very closely. I was like, that doesn't say Captain Crunch. I mean, it looks like the Captain Crunch logo, but they obviously changed it. It was really weird. And I think something else was next to it, and they had done the same thing with that. It wasn't what it was supposed to be. It was off a little bit.
So
It's Admiral Crisp.
Yeah, exactly.
I think anybody out there that works in the cereal business should actually come up with a cereal, Uncle Crunchies.
Yeah. I would buy it for my daughters.
Yeah, for sure.
Uncle Crunchies doesn't sound. It sounds kind of creepy though.
Uncle Leland Crunchies.
Ah. I don't want to start thinking about what that means. Let's move on. So Ben calls Josie, and Hank is there beside her.
Wow, that scene blew my mind. I just couldn't believe that Ben called Josie. It just wasn't anybody else surprised?
Well, yeah, Catherine could have picked up. Were you surprised that Hank was there?
Yeah, well, the whole thing.
That was shifty.
Yeah, what do you guys think is going on there?
I believe that Josie has some nefarious dealings. I'm going out on a limb and saying that she's nefarious.
So
I feel like, and I'm gonna throw out another wild, crazy theory here, because we saw this Asian guy, and I don't trust the show to have that many diverse Asian actors for the hell of it. So I'm thinking that Asian man's probably somehow connected to Josie, because David Lynch. So I was thinking, what if that is Josie's husband that she left, and no one knows about except Hank somehow, and she's blackmailing her into all of this.
Wow.
What do you think, Caitlin?
I think Josie's mixed up in something that she sort of, got out of control and she doesn't really want to be involved with. I don't know what exactly it would be. I think Hank has something over her. Yeah, definitely something like what Brad said, but...
Was she a mail-order bride?
I don't know.
It doesn't explain it.
Yeah, it does explain how she met Andrew later.
Later, but not right away. I know it says something else too in the Diary of Laura Palmer.
Oh.
It says it explains a little bit of her backstory. I find she's very sneaky though. Hank makes himself at home, and then she's still on the phone with Ben. She's like, "Well, you shouldn't call for a while. He's making himself at home."
What are they gonna do?
What are they gonna do? You shouldn't call for a while.
But Ben was like, I know the drill.
Yeah.
So who do we got? We got Catherine has ties to Ben. Josie has ties to Ben. And Hank. Hank has ties to Josie and Ben. Ben has ties...
And Leo.
And Leo. Oh yeah, Hank has ties to Leo. Ben has ties to Leo, Josie, Catherine, and Hank.
Ben's the ringleader of this whole thing. Who's got ties?
Maybe somebody on the Facebook page could make a little visual aid for this. I think that would be helpful.
Well,
a diagram.
On one of the videos,
Yeah.
On one of the videos I'm going to post after next week's finale episode, it's a little TV special hosted by Alan Thicke that from the 90s that they did on Twin Peaks, and they actually do that. They put pictures up and they circle people's faces and they draw arrows and stuff. So I'll post that after next week. What's next? Okay, Audrey's job, her second job interview in 2 episodes.
I love this. I love that you have to have a whoring resume.
So is the Calgary Stampede like a famous whorehouse?
What?
Caitlin, you can answer this?
Excuse me. Okay. The Calgary Stampede is like a big rodeo event every year. You have like chuck wagon races, all your rodeo, and it's like a big fairground as well. You have lots of rides and games to play.
Oh, when she said she worked the Calgary Stampede, she means she worked it?
I thought it meant something like there's like a Miss Calgary Stampede or something, like a beauty pageant or something.
It's a little...
Is there? What did she mean, Caitlin?
I don't know. I thought she was just saying places she worked. I didn't think they might have actually been related to...
But she said Calgary Stampede specifically.
Yeah, but then she also gave the name of some like place or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it was an ironically titled Calgary Stampede.
Maybe.
I know nothing about the site of the Calgary Stampede.
Doesn't the woman ask her, like, does so-and-so still work that place? I really felt like this was a resume of prostitution and brothels she had worked at.
Yes,
I think it is, yeah. If anybody could pass an interview doing that thing that she did, we'd be set.
Yeah.
But yeah, we already said that, so...
She keeps taking control of her interviews. She's very good at that.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's how she got the well, I know she didn't do that, but it would be funny if she also used that, like in every interview she ever went on. College interviews, whatever. You know, like, so why should you be admitted to USC? And then she just, you know, like slyly looks at him and gives him like a cherry.
So then
sign the contract. The whore contract.
She's never getting out of there.
It's a sacred pact.
Oh, I love the paperwork.
And will that hold up in a court of law? I mean...
Your Honor, you'll see, she signed the whoring
Hester
contract.
Prynne.
We have her whoring resume.
And did she sign it Hester Prynne, or it would have been funny if she had slipped up and signed Audrey Horn.
All right, then we get Cooper doing blackjack, and Jacques shows up, and Ed walks away from the table, but not before doing the single tear thing. What does that even mean? I don't get it. I know it's a Bookhouse Boys sign, but what's it mean specifically?
They cry for their lost ones. I don't know.
It means we're nerdy enough to have signs for our silly club.
I was surprised that Jacques was a dealer. I mean a blackjack dealer. I thought he would be much higher up in the organization.
We've heard a lot about Jacques. Isn't this the first time we've seen him?
He was going towards the roadhouse in one of the episodes, and somebody turned on a warning light, and then he ran away.
Oh, that's right.
Well, if Jacques is still in the drug business, where he'll want to be is on the ground, where he can, like, see people and get potential customers and stuff.
Oh, I was going to say that actor was also on Seinfeld, along with Mrs. Palmer and Donna's dad.
Oh, really? Who did he play in Seinfeld?
I believe he played FDR. I think a character called FDR, but maybe that's somebody else, but I'm pretty sure he was on Seinfeld.
So what do you guys think of the Scoby Gang's plan now? Are they getting better at detective work? What do you think, Brad? You had the big beef with them.
Wait, one thing before we jump into that.
Okay.
Can I point out that we start off with Jacoby is watching Invitation to Love? Again? Is this on 24 hours a day?
Yeah, that's twice in the same day.
Right.
It's a marathon.
And it's on at night now.
They only have one channel in Twin Peaks.
One channel and one show.
Yeah.
Or everybody tapes it and just watches it on repeat.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. We saw him use the VCR. There was no tape in there. He was clearly watching a live broadcast of Invitation to Love.
Oh, that's true. What do you think of their plan, Brad? Are they getting better at detective work?
No, it's a ridiculously overcomplicated scheme. Like the whole calling him, pretending to be Laura. We put a package by your door. Watch this video. This proves that it's... Why didn't she... What is happening? Couldn't she have just gone to the door and said, hey, look, I'm still alive. Let's go get coffee.
Or they get even simpler. They could just wait until he's gone and then go in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's at his office. Isn't he eventually going to go home?
They wanted to buy some time, I think, though. It's because they just...
I thought that's where he lived. I
think they just didn't know how successful the plan would be, like, once he did see her, that they just kind of...
But I guess this is more interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely better, more exciting television, but it doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah.
And why was she wearing that hat, Donna? I mean, was it a disguise? It just seemed so awful.
Her face is in the shadows.
Who do you guys think was watching Bobby watch Maddie?
Oh, that was really creepy. I have no idea, though.
Squirrely Cousin Bob.
Yes.
Want him in the mix.
Yeah, he wasn't in this episode.
I haven't seen him in a little while.
Yeah.
Who?
Why did they...
I didn't hear you.
Bob.
Did you say Squirrely Cousin Bob?
No, peasant.
Peasant Bob.
Oh.
I just want him to be all up in the show. That's all I want.
And why didn't Maddie get back in the car? I mean, why was she just standing there?
She was waiting for Dr. Jacoby, I think.
Well,
No, they sent him to a different location.
Oh,
yeah, and then once he saw the gazebo when watching the tape, he's like, oh, I'm gonna go away. Because he had his suspicions, and so he's watching for a clue to where they actually were.
See, I thought that was... I was giving them way too much credit and thinking that was planned. So they were actually intending for Jacoby to go somewhere else?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess so. I guess they weren't intending for him to meet her at all.
Yeah.
No.
Then why is she still dressed up in the wig?
Yes. That's exactly right.
I'm afraid someone's going to kill her.
Whoever was watching Bobby is watching her too.
Oh.
We'll have to see what happens next time.
I wonder what Bobby thought of their whole plan. I mean, did he think, what are they doing?
You think he would stop and just be like, hey, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Are you my dead girlfriend or not?
He just hates James so much, he doesn't really care what happens.
Yeah.
Can you blame him?
And if James has an accident, Donna will have an accident too. He doesn't care about Donna either.
Alright, so what do you guys think he put in James' gas tank?
Was it sugar? I mean, I've heard of people putting sugar in people's gas tanks, but don't they pour it in? And doesn't that just make your car malfunction?
Yeah.
What if it was sweet, sweet coca?
Yeah.
Ah.
Cocoa powder.
Gotta get rid of it. Gotta get rid of the rest of those drugs.
Or you know how he was like, you know, for a minute I thought it was some sort of explosive.
It could be. You never know.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, but I mean, gasoline's pretty explosive as it is, so.
Alright, we got what we came for. Let's get out of here, Donna.
I wonder though how cocaine would react with gasoline.
Well, he put it in a plastic bag, so.
Yeah, but if it did,
He sealed it tight.
Yeah, but if they did combine the two.
I don't know, it just make his motorbike go super fast.
And so if it is cocaine, what's the purpose of putting it in the tank?
I don't know, what do you guys think?
I don't know. I was thinking maybe he's because Bobby loves to plant evidence. So if he could get the cops there quick enough to be like, hey, look in his tank, he's got the drugs. See?
Yeah, but if that's the case, like if he was trying to frame him, I mean, who would do that? Like if you were some sort of drug mule or
But it's
a dealer,
James.
why would you? Yeah, I guess so. I'm going to store my cocaine in this gasoline.
Drugs go in here.
I hide the drugs where the gas goes. That way I remember where it's at. Oh, James.
I think that Maddie seems a little uneasy about what they're doing. Donna and James are totally gung-ho, and then after she hung up the phone, her facial expressions seemed like she was like, oh, what are we doing?
As they should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we should go to the police. I don't know.
I think Maddie's in danger.
So who do you guys actually think is watching Maddie, like in the very last?
The man who was in the forest, whoever that was.
Yeah, I think it's the real killer.
It's Squirrely Peasant Bob.
That's just who Brad hopes it is.
Yeah.
I just want it so bad. I want it so bad.
So, you guys want to rate this episode? I'm going to give it 8.5 out of 10 exploded birds.
Nice.
Yeah. It's a good episode. Not much wrong with it, but again, I think it's setting up again for the episode that comes after.
I'll give it 8 out of 10 oral surgeons.
So you liked it overall?
Yeah, I think it was a good episode, but a little confusing,
Okay.
especially the Josie part.
I'm going to give it 8 unicorns out of 10. I really liked Audrey's storyline in this one. It was very entertaining. And people have mentioned on the Facebook group and you, Matt, that this has really been a setup for the next episode, and just with all the stories moving along, there's going to be so much happening in the next episode with everybody. It's going to be intense, I think.
Jam-packed finale. What about you, Brad?
I think I would also go 8 out of 10 whore contracts. Because yeah, it was good setup, and I feel were these last two like broadcast together?
I think somebody mentioned that. I can't remember where, but yeah.
Okay.
Matthias, I think, said that.
Oh, but
It
that
feels
might
like it.
that might have just been in his country that they were broadcasting.
Yeah, it definitely seems like a part, the first part of a two-parter. So yeah. I'll go lenient on it, and yeah, all the Audrey stuff was great.
Yeah, she's getting things done.
Just the way you like
better
it.
than anyone else.
Yeah.
Exactly. She's so much more industrious than Bobby at this point.
FBI should hire her.
Yeah.
And fire the guy who just follows his dreams.
And gambles their money.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to be a copycat, Matt, but 8.5, I guess. 8.5 stolen items out of 10. Same reason as everybody else, I guess. Just it's a setup, yeah. It's
All
a
right.
good episode, though. I like it. I enjoy it.
Okay. Who's got quotes? There weren't too many in this that I found, but
I found a lot, actually.
Mel found a lot. Does anyone just have one?
I have one.
Okay, you go then.
Especially in light of the ad that we read earlier, Leo's line, "Come on, lover boy, Leo's waiting."
Yeah. Hawk, we have a casino with the usual games of chance.
Is there anything that involves dominoes? My brother said there's something that involves dominoes, but I can't think of it.
I don't think there is.
Yeah. Who didn't go yet? Angie?
Oh, yeah. Laura?
You should just say the entire thing. What else is there?
Hurting me.
Hurting me. Don't go there. Stop it. Leo, no.
Leo, no.
So creepy.
Not you, the bird. Does anybody else have quotes before I go? Because I have a million.
All right, I'll go. Secrets are dangerous things, Audrey. Do you have any? No.
We're gonna be oral surgeons, Harry. Big speakers vacationing among the furs.
Oh, and there's also that girl at the perfume canner. That sounds cool, as long as they're wealthy.
That's right.
Yeah, just like Shelly.
Yeah.
He had a big car at first. He was all cool.
Yeah.
But then he turned mean. Oh, those girls.
I have another one. I was hoping you'd need a little gum work because I'd like to take a look under your hood.
That was mine too.
Not bad. Not bad at all. Gas station. Or oral surgeon.
Cooper, he says, and Ed, suit is perfect.
Yeah.
I like the invitation to love. I wasn't fooling Montana. And then Nadine, you show him, Chet. You show all of them. I've got others too, but I don't know.
Probably
I don't want to go overboard.
Yeah.
We should probably.
I like
sorry.
I like that one with I can't remember the perfume counter girl, the one who said about the wealthy guys. I also didn't she say what am I going to do with a horned horse?
Yeah.
Oh wait, I do have another one here. At the perfume counter, Audrey, here. This one smells like a forest.
Nice.
Oh, I thought she said florist.
Somebody's all creepy and smelling forests.
Smells like that guy who owns the flower shop.
You know, Creepy Larry.
Alright, so who killed Laura Palmer? Even though you watched it a long time ago, you probably still remember who did it, right, Angie?
Yeah.
Okay, so...
something like that, you don't forget.
Yeah. Okay, so who do you think, Caitlin?
Oh my goodness. So, I think Hank is somehow mixed up in it, and Leo is somehow mixed up in it, but I don't know if they're directly the murderers.
Okay. What about you, Brad?
I'm gonna say Jacques, just because we've been hearing about him so much, and we haven't seen that much of him until now. So I figure now that we've introduced him, he might as well play some large, important part.
Alrighty. There's not too much feedback this time, which is probably good because we're running long, but...
On Facebook, Ryan Caldwell asks, I was curious to know whether the newbies knew there was a Twin Peaks festival held annually in Washington and whether they would be willing to attend. That's what WA stands for, right? Washington?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, just checking. I don't know my states. Abbreviations. The abbreviations are lost on me, so... Yeah, I think, maybe not on the podcast, but we talked about how there was a Twin Peaks festival.
Yeah, I think I mentioned that to you the first night we were recording. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Did you know, Brad?
Yeah. I think we talked about it. But
yeah.
I think I definitely wouldn't be interested until we finish the run here. But that might be bad. But it's something. Traveling out to Washington is a hell of a trip. But I would definitely be down at some point in the future, possibly.
Hey, Matt. I hate to interrupt, but I have to go because my daughters need me.
Oh, that's fine.
So they've been waiting for their dinner.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah.
So I have to get going, but I'll leave you all to the feedback, and you can just tell people that I had to get going. So.
Well, I'll just leave that part in. We'll say bye now.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll
great.
just Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming on. Do you want to plug anything before you go?
Oh, just the potential cast is great, and I love Hellmouth podcast. So if there are any Buffy fans out there, and I'm sure there are, there's those two, and I'm also on the Investigating Angel podcast.
Ooh,
with Brian Curry.
I haven't listened to that one.
It's also done by Brian Curry, so it's like a sister site or a sister podcast to Hellmouth podcast. So yeah, it's really good. Okay, and you can also hear me on Upside Down and Halfway to Happy Land, a Buffy podcast in June, I believe.
Cool.
So okay, thanks a lot. See you guys later.
Thank you.
All right, thank you for doing this.
Bye.
Thanks for coming.
Bye
bye.
All right. Let's move on then.
Oh yeah, by the way, too, the special guest for this year's Twin Peaks Fest is Cheryl Lee.
Yeah.
Laura Palmer.
Laura Palmer's going to be at the festival this year.
Yeah.
Fun times.
But on the DVDs we have, there's a special feature all about the Twin Peaks festival. It's like a little documentary about it, and it does look pretty fun. And I don't know, but yeah, I don't know if I would.
If someone offered to fly me out, I would definitely go.
Oh yeah. I would probably like to go, but I don't know.
I just want to see the
yeah,
place.
I would like to see the place and stuff.
They give a tour and stuff, and they have like a Tibetan rock throwing contest, and they have cherry stem tying contests. Do you want to read yours that I sent you, Brad?
Sure. All right, this is from Claire. One thing I would love to hear is what are your thoughts on the impact that the show would have had on audiences at the time in a pre-Lost/X-Files world? I think it's pretty interesting because if you think about like early 90s, like a show like this that has like a more of a long-standing narrative that's not as episodic, they really were largely confined to like your soap operas. And then you're like primetime soap operas like Dallas, which I think is why we have so much Invitation to Love. Yeah.
Well, it's pretty evident what audiences thought of it. They went crazy for it.
Definitely.
They went crazy for it at first, and they were all into it. And then, I don't know, slight spoiler, but in season 2, the audience viewership began to fall off as the show got more supernatural and stuff like that.
That makes sense.
You know, they felt tricked.
But the thing is, too, the viewership dropped because they kept changing the time slots as well.
That didn't help either.
Yeah.
I like the supernatural elements, so there's a lot of that in season 2, and that's probably what interests me the most. But, you know, the large majority of people who watch TV, they're going to be freaked out by stuff like that, and they just wanted a soap opera, I think.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, I think that's what they were coming from, Dallas and all that kind of stuff. That was pretty much the only, that was all they had to base a primetime drama on.
Yeah.
I don't really know what TV was like at that time period because I never really started watching TV until like the last 5 years. So yeah, I really can't comment on that.
All right. Well, Claire ended up sending an email. She sent one every episode for the past 3, I think, which I like.
Awesome.
Dedication,
yeah. She says, love last week's podcast. Episode 7 already? The first series is nearly done. As someone else previously mentioned on the Facebook group, this episode mainly sets up things for the season finale. But we do learn several things from this episode that carry significance as the show progresses. Coop tells Audrey that he has no secrets. Do you guys believe him? What kind of secrets could a man like Cooper have?
He has a grip of secrets.
I think everybody has secrets.
I am awaiting to find that out because I just ordered the autobiography of Dale Cooper.
My Life, My Tapes.
My Life, My Tapes. Online, so I'm waiting anxiously to get that in the mail.
Then we'll see if he has secrets.
I don't even know. The post office was pending strike, so I don't know if I'll be getting that anytime soon.
All right. The tiny glass unicorn that Jenny is given always reminds me of the origami unicorn in Blade Runner.
I've never seen Blade Runner.
I saw it once, and I don't remember a unicorn, but... I love the tiny suitcase of disguises.
Me too.
Big Ed's Magnum PI getup is amazing. Oh, and let me just take a moment to mention Kyle MacLachlan in a tuxedo.
That sounds odd coming out of you.
You do it then.
No, that's right. But yeah, he was pretty handsome.
Anyway, the scene that follows, in which the tape with Waldo's recording is played, is one of the scenes that genuinely scared me when I watched this series the first time. Probably made me slightly wary of mynah birds in real life.
Or for life.
Or for life. More Bandstand of Angst.
Hey, by the way, Caitlin, I figured what you'd be playing in this Bandstand of Angst.
Oh.
Either the slide whistle or the kazoo. Is that okay?
I think you should play the washboard.
Or the washboard, yes.
The washboard sounds good.
All right.
I was thinking also actually kind of wax paper on a comb.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
The wax kazoo. This episode also contains the infamous Audrey cherry scene, probably the moment that cemented Sherilyn Fenn in many a young man's fantasies. Both Audrey and the Scoby Gang's investigations step up a gear. At the end of the episode, we hear someone hiding in the bushes watching Maddie pretending to be Laura. Do you think this is Jacoby, or could it be someone else? And was it really a good idea for James and Donna to leave her alone there? Oh, James.
No, I think someone's going to attempt to murder her the next episode.
Ooh.
Jacoby will save her.
Definitely. I think it would be amazing, and I wish they would. I wish they would kill her off. But I just think it would be interesting story-wise. They could do some cool things with it. You could have twin murders because they're secretly twins. But I don't think it's feasible or financially responsible at all to kill the character off.
All right. She says, I give this episode 8 blood-spattered donuts. Ew.
Nice.
Keep up the good work, and I hope you enjoy next week's season finale. Thank you, Claire. So we are going to watch the season finale. And you guys excited?
Yes.
Yeah.
Indeed. Now that I know it's the season finale, I'm very excited.
All right, yeah, and after that I'll post all that time capsule stuff from between the season 1 and 2 on our Facebook group. All right, so thanks for listening, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Farewell.
Bye.
Thanks for listening. Check us out on twitter.com/TwinPeaksCast. Search for the Twin Peaks Podcast group on Facebook. And visit us on twinpeakspodcast.blogspot.com. Email us your feedback at twinpeakspodcast.gmail.com.
Here's a tune for you guys. Okay. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.